Right. I'm not trying to oversell something here. This is either important or it absolutely isn't. But from February 26, 2025, Amazon is changing Kindle books so that you and I can no longer use a feature that you probably never even heard of. Okay, but it's about downloading Kindle books to keep them, so that if, for example, Amazon ever removes a title, you've still got it. Now, this is such an obscure feature that I don't think even that's clear. So, first and most important, Amazon is not taking away all of your Kindle ebooks. Anytime you want to read any Kindle ebook you've ever bought, you will still and always be able to just download it, just open it up on your Kindle device or on your Kindle app on your iPhone, your iPad, and you'll be able to start reading right away, just like you do now, just as normal. That will always be true, except when it isn't. If the book is changed, then the copy you now open on your Kindle is not the one you bought, and changes do happen. I believe Roald Dahl books have recently been updated or modernized, as it's called, and I'm pretty sure about this, that Enid Blyton, same thing happened with Enid Blyton titles years ago, if not once and many times. Plus, of course, we do live in an age where people in power think banning books is a way to keep those people in power. Take a breath, William. So anyway, Amazon isn't taking away all of your books. It's just removing this to pretty much unknown ability for you to download like a safety copy to keep. Consequently, well, I never knew this feature existed. You could, and for a few days more, as I record this, still can download and keep your Kindle books on your Mac, on your iPad, and so on. There are other advantages to doing this. There's a small disadvantage in that it's a little bit tedious. But if this is important to you, here's what you need to do. And you need to do it soon. Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and this is 58 Keys, which, as ever, as always, is for writers like you and me, who use and who write on Macs and iPhones and iPads. And because we're writers, we're also readers, aren't we? Do subscribe or support 58 Keys on Patreon, because there's always so much to talk about. But this time, let's talk about it hurriedly. Let's get straight to the point. I think you'll find that this is easiest on a Mac or I suppose a PC, but I had to go with the first few books to see how to do it on my iPad, and it worked fine. In fact, it was pretty quick. I might well carry on doing it on the iPad. But whatever device you use, you go to Amazon, your local Amazon. You log in and then you tap to open this sidebar, choose Kindle e-readers and books. Now scroll down to manage your content and devices. And what you should see now is a section called Digital Content, which lists all of the very, very many Kindle books you have ever bought. If you don't see that, though, and there are different routes to the same section, but if you get to this point and you don't see it, look towards the top and that line of options that says Content, Devices, Preferences. Click on Content. This is what you'll get. Note, though, that this list will include books bought by others in your family. If you've previously schlepped through setting up family sharing stuff like that, if you've done that, there could therefore be many more books than you ever imagined on your list. And that is kind of a problem. It's a bit of a problem. Well, for two reasons, really. One is you have never been able to pass a bookshelf without opening up and reading some books. You know you haven't, and you're going to do it here too. I already have. Which, okay, is all to the fun, but, clock is ticking. And that's kind of the other problem. That's the real issue here. We do not have long left to download these safety copies, and you can only do it one book at a time. Filter down your list of books. Cut down the number that you need to download or to consider downloading. And do that starting with this. Towards the far left, there's a View Books setting, and it defaults to all. Well, you'd think you'd want that, but you don't. Click to change that from all to purchases. You definitely don't want samples, okay? I mean, we're writers. We have enough of our own starts of novels without an ending, so no to samples. I don't know, though, about this other option, borrows. It looks to me as if some, or even actually most of the titles I see when I choose only the borrow section are ones that I'm sure I'd bought. So I really don't know. But what I'm about to show you to do with downloading a copy to keep, well, that works with borrows just as well as it works with purchased or with all. So I do suggest, though, that you click next to change the list from how it defaults to acquired, newest to oldest, and instead set it to acquired, oldest to newest. Interesting that it's acquired here. You clicked on purchase, but it's acquired. Yeah, we never really buy anything anymore, do we? We never buy anything digital. We just kind of rent it for a bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but somehow I think that if I'm going to keep things, it's the older ones I need to grab. I can't explain that, and I mean also can't justify actually how long I've done it again. I've gone through the list going, oh, I bought that on, or acquired or borrowed in 2010 or whenever. Actually, I'll make this quick. Right now I'm reading The Warden, the first of the Barchester Chronicles by Anthony Trollope, and I saw going through the list that I actually bought it on July the 2nd, 2011, 14 years ago, and I'm just reading it now. Anyway, this filtering stuff cut my list of potential Kindle books to download down from 419 to 135 purchased, aka acquired, or 207 borrow. So, you know, at least half, maybe a little more. Now what you do is you pick any of these books. I'm going to go there for Sarah Dunant's In the Company of the Courtesan and tap or click on this More Actions button that you'll find over on the right. From the list that appears, you choose Download and Transfer via USB. Don't worry about the transfer via USB, just see the word download, click it. On the large dialog box that now appears, select your Kindle device and choose Download. Now, Amazon is going to say, success, ta-da, and your device, in my case an iPad, is likely to say, no, hang on. Do you really want to download this? Say yes by clicking or tapping on the new download button that appears. That's it. Your book is now saved, in my case to your iPad, but it could be to your Mac or whatever device you're using. And you're almost, well, I said you're almost done. You're done, really. There's nothing more that you have to do. So you're definitely done with everything that you are required to do, that you need to do before this February 26 deadline, February 26, 2025. You've got the book saved to your drive, your storage, but it is yours, and Amazon can't reach into your drive to change it now or to take it away from you. It's just that you can't do a great deal either, but you can do some things, and actually you've got the time. There's no deadline now on what you can do with Kindle books that you have managed to download before that February 26 date. First though, I think it'd be useful to understand what you've actually done and actually why Amazon ever allowed this stuff. This feature that you'd never heard of, is that just me? It dates way back to before Wi-Fi was a big thing, or at least Wi-Fi was a commonplace, a big thing. There was a time when enough Amazon customers could not just use Wi-Fi to get their books, directly onto their Kindles, that there had to be an alternative, and that alternative was to download the book to your Mac or whatever, and then plug in a cable from the Mac to your Kindle, transfer via USB. That's what that bit is. Plug in the cable, shove the book over, start reading. What you and I have done is the first part, it's getting the book, and we're not going to bother shoving the book over to Kindle because we don't need to. As I say, every Kindle book you ever bought on Amazon, with those exceptions, is still there in your account, and you can just open up your Kindle and get it directly for it. A Kindle device like this Kindle Paperwhite or the Kindle app on iPhone or iPad, read wherever you like. Kindle's on the Mac as well. Unless Amazon does that thing of removing the title from its bookstore over rights issues, for example. Unless Amazon replaces the text with a modernized version, in which case you open up your Kindle, it's the modern one you get. And that might actually be what you want. But with the old one downloaded and saved, you have a choice. You can send that old copy over from your device to your Kindle to read, and you kind of have a choice of what else you can do with the book. There are other options. There are other things you might well want to do. There's kind of a problem here, though, because Kindle books are locked. They're locked with digital rights management, DRM tools, and you shouldn't try to break that. I mean, I definitely shouldn't try to tell you how to break it. But you can, at least for older Kindle books, it appears. And actually, is that why I started downloading the older ones? I don't know. You can break that DRM, and you might want to if you've moved from Kindle to another e-reader, such as a Kobo device, for example. Yeah, as well as it not being the most thoroughly and entirely legal thing to do, it's such a grey area. Digital rights, what you own, what you don't, where you own it, all that stuff. Don't listen to me about that. I'm not getting into any of that. There's also the fact that I don't know how to do that breaking of DRM. I have previously used a free Mac app called Calibre to convert some documents into EPUB format to send to a device, but that was actually to get them onto my Kindle so I could read my own, or actually I think it was friends' manuscripts and things. At the risk of not being completist then, can I just suggest have a look at Calibre, because it does have so many different uses that might help you with your devices. It's not the easiest app to use, but you'll get it. Point you at Calibre and just say, good luck. How's that? I think I should shut up now. And actually go download my old Kindle books. At least if we schlep through downloading them all now before February 26th, we'll have them all on our Macs, our iPads, and we can then, worry about it later. Think about it later for what we're going to do with them. So while I go off and do that myself and try so very hard not to stop to read all of those books, that's it for this edition of 58 Keys. Thank you very much for watching. Now take care of yourself, read more, write more, and I'll see you soon.